Saturday and Sunday only. Save 25% off store-wide with no minimum purchase. Find this upholstered queen bed now only $519. Or get 0% interest for 5 years. 2 days only at Ashley Home Store.
So you know, 3+U, kind of a lunchtime show. We talk about that a lot over the course of the years, coming your way at 11 o'clock in the morning. So boy, did we pick it right today. We truly are a lunchtime show this time because, as you can tell, we are not in the studio. We are actually at Hickory Valley Retirement Community. Allison Darris has invited us in, and it's the lunchtime rush here.
It is a lunchtime rush here. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us
today. Look at all these hungry people.
I know.
So New Year brings a lot of new changes for people, resolutions taking place. For a lot of people, it's been about staying closer to family.
Sure.
That often can mean bringing parents or grandparents back here to Chattanooga if they're not living close by, looking for places like independent living that you offer here.
Yes, and we have definitely seen, we've seen a spike in that, especially around the holidays. Families go home, visit their loved ones, maybe their parents, their grandparents, and they really see that there might be a need for them to be in a senior living community, whether that's because they have some physical challenges and need some support, or maybe they're just lonely and they would really benefit from being in a community with other residents, have activities and events during the days to keep them busy and entertained. And the other nice thing too about this situation is it gives our residents their independence. They have their own space, but they are closer to their family and friends, whatnot, who can come and visit them. They can go and visit their family in their homes, but that they have the support that they need, but they still maintain a lot of their independence.
The friendship part of the conversation, I think, can't be overstated. Sometimes, I mean, Chattanooga is kind of a small town place. You live here long enough, you run into people from your past all the time. So I'm sure a lot of folks come here and they get reunited with friends or neighbors they haven't seen in 40 years.
Oh, sure. I actually had an experience with that recently. We had a gentleman move into our building mid last year, and we sat him down at dinner with some table mates, and it turns out that they all went to UC college together, literally 50, 60 years ago, and they remembered each other. So we do have those moments, but we also have residents that move here from all over the country who maybe have been from Chattanooga and have lived somewhere else. Or what we've seen a lot here recently is that parents and kids, adult children from other parts of the country, adult children have moved here, and then they're moving their parents here to be closer to them.
One of the things, I mean, there are lots of ways our conversation could turn this morning. I'll talk about geographically where you're located, because you're right here, 153, kind of in between 153 and Shallowford Road. On Lee Highway, which means the world is at your fingertips.
It really is. I mean, we're right at the 75-24 split. We are very centrally located to Hickson, to the East Brainerd area, Hamilton Place. We're close to North Georgia. If we've got families that are coming up to see their loved ones here in the building, we're just right. We're very centrally located in town.
And you run the gamut of age. I guess it's 55.
It's 55 is the requirement to be here, but our current residents range in ages from early 60s to over 100.
Which you see more and more. People are, I think, happily very active into their 90s and up, often still driving. So you've got doctors right around the corner, easily accessible, the shopping that you talked about, but then you've got concierge services here if you don't want to do the driving.
Exactly. So we provide all of our residents with complimentary transportation to and from medical and doctor's appointments. We also do a few different outings each week where we take residents out on our bus, and that could be grocery shopping, retail shopping. This afternoon we're taking a group of residents out just to do sightseeing of Chattanooga. We're just gonna ride around and see some of the sites. And then they can always sign up for transportation if they had a personal trip. Maybe they want to go downtown and visit a friend and have lunch. That's something that we can accommodate as well.
That's nice. So talk about the food. It smells really good in here.
Yeah, so we provide our residents with 3 meals a day, and all served here in our dining room, which is wonderful. Sharon is our Director of Dietary Services. She's been with us for about 5 years. had some experience in senior living, but also was a manager at a Cracker Barrel at one point in time. So she's brought all of that Southern cooking experience with her here.
I made the face because I've been thinking about macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, how much of that's on the menu?
Exactly, exactly. So she does a really good job of A, we have variety, but B, we have more, I think, kind of traditional food that our residents are.
That's comfort food.
Exactly, exactly.
Can they though, I'm peppering you with questions,
Sure.
but if you have a dietary need, can she accommodate
Yes.
that a little bit? Low
Yes.
sugar?
Low sugar, low salt, vegetarians. So yes, any type of special dietary needs, we can work with our residents on
What
that.
are you doing right now in terms of touring? Because I know you mentioned that a lot of this is driven by adult children
Sure.
living here.
Sure.
How does that work?
So touring, a couple of different ways that you can do that. One is just call the building, ask for me, and we'll set up a time to come and tour. I'm happy to do tours anytime during the day, in the evening, on the weekends, whatever works best for prospective families. And then each month we are doing an open house. Third Thursday open house, 4 to 6 p.m. So the third Thursday of each month is just kind of like a drop-in open house for people who might want to maybe come in and check it out, but not really, have that set appointment and just kind of test the waters a little bit.
So she's told us lots of times over the years how much the friendships here exist, not just between the residents, but between the staff and those who live here. So she has grabbed 2 people living here who she wants you to have a chance to meet. I've gotten a bit of a sneak peek. They're kind of funny, I'll tell you that. So I'm going to give you the contact information for Hickory Valley. You can write that down and then stick around because we'll check in with Don Kelley and Charles Wallace when we come back. 2 different stories, but they share their love of living here at Hickory Valley. We're back in a minute. Thanks, Julie.
Seems like CBD stores are popping up on every corner. Make sure you choose a knowledgeable vendor you can trust, like the Hemp House. Choose from products that are locally sourced from farmers we work with directly. Our friendly staff will help you find the right product for you. The Hemp House on the North Shore, Eastridge, and Ooltewah.
Sniffing out the best deal on a used Subaru just got a whole lot easier. Thanks to me, Sayla, top dog at Crown Subaru. I'm a bulldog when it comes to buyer protection. That's why we have the Crown Confidence Plan. That means that every certified pre-owned Subaru comes with a 101-point inspection, free Carfax, a lifetime warranty, and more. Come in and see me today and get a doggone great deal. From Crown Subaru, the better way to buy and service.
Jack's Big Bologna Breakfast Sandwich is back. There's just more to love with 2 perfectly fried slices of bologna topped with eggs, cheese, and Texas toast for just $3.49. Breakfast made the Southern way. Jack's, all about the South.
How do you know you're getting the most money for your gold, silver, and old jewelry at Cleveland's Coin & Jewelry?
Just come see for yourself.
How can Cleveland's Coin & Jewelry really offer so much beautiful new and pre-owned jewelry of unmatched quality at such incredible prices?
Stop by. We'll show you how.
When you visit Cleveland's Coin & Jewelry at 843 Keith Street Northwest, you always get a lot more for a lot less.
Come see how easy it is.
Cleveland's Coin & Jewelry.
Hey, why don't you try these? This shape will highlight your cheekbones. And the color suits you beautifully.
Caring for your eyes is as important as ever, and it's never been easier. Schedule your eye exam at pearlvision.com.
When it's time for a road trip, you never want to leave your best friend behind. But what if your pet isn't excited about going and it's not even from your driving? The Hemp House has a variety of products for dogs as well. Visit hemphousechat.com for more information.
Ice on the landing at the Choo Choo Gardens. Skate now through January 30th.
So as promised, Allison did not want us just to hear from her. She wanted you to have a chance to meet a few of the residents who live here at Hickory Valley. So she's picked 2 plum ones for you this morning. Charles Wallace is sitting next to me. Beside him is Don Kelley. And between the 2 of them, we're going to have a comedy routine before all is said and done. So good to have you both.
It's good to be here.
Just watch your mouth.
Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir.
I'm going to kind of be quiet a little bit and see how far they'll take it because you've only been here, Charles, for 3 months.
A little over 3 months, I think. I really don't know. It seems like years.
You're the relative newbie.
Yes.
You've been here, Don, 2.5 years. The friendships y'all form are pretty deep pretty quickly. I guess it's kind of like your military days a little bit, Don, where you're with somebody all the time. Is that true?
Of course, I try to avoid him all I can.
I notice you.
I was waiting to see where the punchline came.
We're all good friends.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit, because I won't make you go into your stories too much. Yours, I will set up for you, Charles, that you were living in Memphis. Your kids decided that they would like you to be closer to one of them. Your son in Chickamauga won, and they kind of surprised you. They picked you up one day in Memphis and said, "Come on, Dad," and this is where they brought you, and you've loved it ever since. Why? What made it so easy for you to fit in here, do you think, and feel at home?
That's the key right there. They made me feel at home. Feel like I had known them for years, and I just walked in the front door. Everybody welcomed me, and they already had my apartment set up and waiting for me. And it's just, it was better than home.
It was better than home.
Because home was just me.
Well, clearly you're a social animal, and you thrive off of talking.
Really?
I picked up on that a little bit. Don, you too. You were living in Eastridge. Yes. You and your wife, and her health had been declining a little bit, so the move here was a good one for you. When you hear Charles talk about how friendly everyone was welcoming him in, I don't think he means just the staff working here. The residents themselves are friendly.
Absolutely. My wife was very friendly and talkative, and she just fell in love with everyone, and they fell in love with her. And we would have dance routines here one day, and of course she and I were the first ones to get up and dance around, and then sometimes there would be 5 or 6 couples join us. So we just had a good time from the start, and it's all been 101%. It's been great. And when she passed, I said, well, where am I going to go? And nowhere. I'm going to stay right here. This is my home now. I have family that lives here and family that lives in Memphis, and they come to visit me quite often. Sometimes they're annoying, but most of the time I enjoy having them here.
Well,
I wonder where the annoying comes from.
You hear people, Allison was talking, I think, if not this time, once before, when we've had a conversation about kind of the loneliness factor that can occur. You mentioned living by yourself, and if you had moved, you'd be living by yourself. The fact that you are essentially around peers, does that mean a lot to have people whose stories you share and experience?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is there power in that?
Yes. This is family, not just friends.
Do you think it depends on your personality, or do you think, Charles, that people might come here who are maybe a little bit more reserved, and pretty quickly they realize they can let their guard down?
Yeah.
I think that definitely. If they're reserved when they walk in the door, we're going to do our best to get them out of that as quickly as possible.
Talk about your food. I'm noticing that it got quiet in here all of a sudden because they're all eating.
Yeah.
Good food?
Good
Yes.
food. Good
and my
food.
barbecue's waiting on me back there too.
Since he's from Memphis and he's only been here for 3 months, I said, if you found a good barbecue spot, and his answer was, it's different, but you're getting there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know, Charles, Don, you mentioned being in the service.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find a lot of your compatriots here also served?
2 or 3, but I went in 53, and most of the people here are not that old. So but we had some of the same experience. And of course, some were there before I was, and when the intense confrontations were going on. And they have more experiences to talk about than I do, because they'd done signed the treaty when I got there, but the war didn't end until about a year later. And but we grew up. I came from a spoiled 18-year-old to a man in about 2 weeks. So it's an experience that everyone should go through. You should do it one time in your lifetime. It grew me up. Is that proper English?
Today it is. It works for me. I know they didn't ask you to sign on to their PR committee, But there are people watching and they're kind of listening to everything you say, whether they themselves would consider moving here or their kids are the ones watching. Really and truly, what do you think you'd tell somebody who was thinking about it, about making, they have choices, whether they want to come here or someplace else. So what would make them choose Hickory Valley?
First of all, come visit. See what they've got to offer. Talk to some of the residents here. See how we feel about it. And then make the decision that's right for you. You signed up day one.
Yeah.
You and your wife came here and you knew right away this was for you.
This was the place, yeah. And many years ago I was a milkman, and I delivered milk to some of the nursing homes back in the early 50s. And I said, God, don't ever put me in one of these places. But when I walked in the door here, I found it was totally and completely different from what it was back then. And I can truly say there's not been a single day that I've been here that I haven't enjoyed it. They always have something for you to do, and you can either do it or you can sit in your room and moan and groan.
Well, we're glad that you didn't choose that option today.
Amen.
Thank you for your... This is not one of these places.
This is not one of these places. This is second home away from home.
Well, it is a pleasure. I'll shake both of your hands. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.
It was lovely to visit with you. You too can come and hear from them or any of the other residents who live here. Hickory Valley Retirement right there on Ballard Drive in East Brainerd. Your contact information there on the screen. Thank you both.
If you have psoriasis, it's time to see the possibilities with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Come shop Linderman's Furniture, newly stocked catnapper sofas, power lift recliners, and a wide selection of rocking recliners. Weekly shipments of Ashley Farmhouse collections and sectionals. Buy directly off the floor. Back hurting and can't sleep? Our Sealy bedding, including gel memory foam and cool-to-touch hybrids, will provide the rest you need. We offer free delivery and haul-off of your old furniture. Family-owned and locally known since 1988. Linderman's Furniture, North Georgia's best-kept secret.
A girl. Daddy's girl. Gonna get that girl a pony. A drum set and braces. Quinceañera. A car? Dream college? Destination wedding? Are we gonna be okay? Regions. It's a girl!
87% of people think about money all the time. Regions makes it easier to get back to the moment.
People ask us all the time, are those commercials really true? Yes, they are. And we really have recovered millions of dollars for our clients. And you know what else is true? We really are on top of these trucks.
Jay and Brent are on top of it. This winter, all eyes are on Finley Stadium. Ready to watch people freezing for a reason? The Polar Plunge to help Special Olympics. Register now at local3news.com.
You know, we are reminded very often about the power of love, and that love can be given to someone in your own family or just someone who you kind of adopt into your circle. Certainly that is true from an adult to a child. We're talking this morning about foster parenting, the great benefit it can bring not only to the children involved, but also to the adults who are right there to share their love and wisdom with a child in need. Susan Sharp sees that every day. She is with Camelot Care Centers, serving many counties in the Tennessee area, the Tennessee Valley. Good to talk to you this morning, Susan.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
You were sharing with me that this is not only a good time to talk about what your agency does, simply because it's always a good day to share that message, but right now y'all are in real need of placing some children who need that very love we're talking about.
We are. What we have seen in the last probably 18 months is the number of children coming into foster care go up while the number of people wanting to be foster parents has gone down. If we look at statistics, Right now, we have over 8,000 children in foster care across the state of Tennessee, and we only have 4,000 foster homes.
8,000. Now, are any of those 8,000, Susan, sibling groups where they could possibly be placed in the same home?
I would say the majority of them are sibling groups.
So does that become a problem? I mean, I guess when you volunteer to be a foster parent, obviously you go through great training, and y'all do that there at Camelot Care Centers. But do people, the parents, have an option to say, yes, I want to take in a sibling group, or no, I'd prefer just to have one child?
Well, that's kind of a twofold answer. First of all, the state is very dedicated, and Camelot is dedicated to making sure that sibling groups are placed together. When a child is removed from their biological home, that is traumatic enough. We don't want to layer on that trauma by separating them from their siblings. So first and foremost, we have a desire to keep those children together. But if we have those families who say, you know, I've never parented before, I only have this much space, I can only take one child, we're going to work with them in those parameters as well.
I mentioned the training that y'all do. Talk about that a little bit, because I'm sure there are people watching this morning and their heart is in the right place, but they might be a little bit timid because they don't know what to do. Y'all step in to help with that.
We do. First thing you want to do is go to www.thecamelotdifference.com so you can fill out a form and we can route you to the trainer. We've all talked about how hard the pandemic has been and what it, the effects it's had. The one good thing that's happened for us is we were able to move our training online. So instead of folks leaving a job, trying to rush home, get kids settled, and then go back out and go to an office and sit in class for 3 hours, we are now doing training over Zoom. There's literally never been a more convenient time to get your foster parent training. And our trainers are going to walk you through every step of that.
So in terms of who can do it, often I had a conversation a few days ago with someone talking about the power of grandparents and the role that they play. By the time you get to be in your 60s, you've got a lot of wisdom behind you and a lot of love to still share. Is that too old to be a foster parent?
Absolutely not. And I'm actually glad you're bringing that up, because there's a lot of myths around who can and can't foster. And I will tell you that if you are 25 and older, you can pass a background check, you have stable housing and stable income, and talk to us. You can foster. Married, divorced, widowed, same sex, any of those people can foster.
I guess each situation is going to be different, and some people who have children come into their home may end up keeping those children for a number of years, but the goal, I guess, always is to try to get the children back with their biological family as quickly as they can. Is that right?
Correct. The goal of foster care is reunification, first and foremost. We are happy when that happens. There are times that doesn't pan out either. So foster parents end up having children for years or even adopting them.
Okay, now you also said that your primary age group needing to place right now are school-age children. That's a wide gamut. So are you meaning elementary all the way through high school, or primarily those middle and teen years?
School age. It's the wide gamut that you're talking about, from 5 all the way to 18.
You said, you mentioned a website, I think it was the Camelot Difference. What is the difference using Camelot? What sets y'all apart?
The in-home service that we provide after the placement. When people come to us and they become a licensed Camelot foster parent and they get that placement, we very much are in the home helping our foster parents with whatever they need. We have some cases where we have someone in the home as often as 3 times a week, because that's what the foster parent needs. That's what the child needs. Other cases, we're in there once, maybe twice a week. Of course, ongoing support and education for the foster parents as well through Camelot.
You know, I would imagine it's a pretty humbling thing to be the foster parent and to have some years go by and reconnect with a child who you loved, to hear after the fact what a difference your time and dedication and love meant to that person in developing their life?
You know, I have so many stories of people who fostered and the children went back home and they maintained those relationships. They had forged a bond with the bio parents and they had forged a bond with those children and they stayed a part of their lives. And then there are times that they go home and people kind of go their own ways, and the kids with, you know, social media, they find their foster parents and they reconnect that way. So those are the best stories. We love those.
And I guess let me ask you this too before I let you run. We talked about the age 25 all the way through to be a foster parent. If you already have children of your own and they're still at home with you, do you ever see situations where a family has 2 or 3 of their own children who are whatever ages, and then they bring foster children in and that just enriches the whole family even more?
See it every day. We really do. We see families who say, well, I've got 2 kids of my own, so I'm not really sure, but I'm going to try this. And then they go through the training, they get that placement, and within about 3 or 4 months, they're no longer their foster kids. They're just their kids.
So if people want to get involved and start, where do they start, Susan? Are y'all having classes going on? Is it virtual? How is that working?
Okay, you're going to start with that website. Go to thecamelotdifference.com and you're going to go on there, fill out, it's called a feedback form, but it's actually just a form we use to gather some information. When you fill that out, it will be routed to the appropriate trainer, and then we're going to call you within 24, 36 hours of getting that and talk you through when the next class is, how long it should take, and probably go ahead and give you some paperwork to get started on.
All right. Well, don't wait. You heard her say there are 8,000 children statewide and only 4,000 families to take them in. And at Camelot Care Centers, they service a number of counties in our viewing area. So pretty much no matter where you're watching, if you're in Tennessee this morning, they would be able to use you to benefit a child in need. Susan, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Again, it's Camelot Care Centers. The website, as she told you, is thecamelotdifference.com. You're also welcome to give them a call if you wish, 541-4187. We're back after this.
Local 3 News. Coverage you can count on. Telling your stories from your communities.
Woo! Papa John's just took their fresh, never frozen dough and hand stretched it into thin, oversized New York-style slices. I mean, look at that crust! That is the perfect crust thickness no matter how you eat it. So you can fold it, or not. But I ain't gonna lie though, I fold it. Get a New York-style pizza from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, that moment when we see a patient smile is everything to us. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we're here to help you. Go ahead and smile.
Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and smile.
There's a smell coming out of the vent.
Oh man, I thought that was you.
Not this time. Hey, you guys better put this on. There's dirt and dust and
If your HVAC system has yucky smells, mildew, mold, smoke, rodent or water damage, call the company you've always trusted. Ducks of Metro Chattanooga. New name, but the same great Duckbuster service by the Thompson family. If the air in your house makes your eyes all blurry, get the Ducks cleaning crew. They'll be there in a hurry. For indoor air you can breathe like heaven, call 876-9907. Ducks.
When it comes to your health, local matters. Count on Local 3 News for expert local advice to help you stay well, live better, and raise a healthy family. Watch Eye on Health with Latrice Curry, Thursdays at 5 on Local 3 News.
Presented by the YMCA.
Well, happy Friday to you. We finally made it to the end of a week, and it is going to be a cold end. We're going to have a cold front pushing through later today. There's going to be the potential for flurries and snow showers in the higher elevations, maybe even a few flakes flying in the valley as well, but it is going to be bitterly cold tonight into Saturday morning. potential wind chill values in the single digits. But hey, we're going to warm up Sunday into next week. So it is going to be kind of a brief shot of cold air. So as we take a look at your radar, again, this was from earlier today. We're going to have a few snow showers around, especially as we go into the evening and afternoon hours. But again, this cold front is going to continue to progress to the east and then spawn a pretty powerful storm into portions of New England, bringing blizzard conditions from Virginia all the way up into portions of Maine. So again, going to be a very powerful storm after it moves out of the Tennessee Valley. But again, your highs today going to be relatively chilly. We're going to top out anywhere from the low to mid 40s across the Tennessee Valley, only mid to upper 30s along the plateau. Some locations struggling to reach much above freezing, with winds continuing out of the north at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So again, if you're traveling out, it's not going to be a terrible day, especially for the first half, but as the afternoon progresses, we're going to see those temperatures slowly dropping into the upper 30s and lower 40s, with those flurries continuing. So again, as we take a look at your futurecast, we are going to have a few snow showers around this morning, but as we go into the afternoon, especially, that wind picks up and we're going to see a few of those flurries really developing along the Tennessee North Carolina line. It is going to be a very cold and windy afternoon and evening for us. And then as we go into the latter half of the evening, there's going to be a little more moisture to work with. So maybe seeing some of that snow picking up into the plateau, maybe even sneaking down into the valley. Again, a very interesting trend to watch, but we could squeeze out a quick dusting to maybe an inch along the plateau, with isolated higher amounts up to 2 inches. So again, not everyone's going to see that much. Some may not see any, but it's definitely something we're going to watch closely as we go through the rest of your evening. But here's a look at what you can expect as far as impacts. Again, I'm thinking anywhere from a dusting to an inch, mainly along the plateau. A few flakes possible in the valley, not expecting too much in the way of accumulation or impacts. And then in the eastern mountains from Gilmer, Fannin upwards into Monroe County, we can have anywhere from a dusting to an inch. And then when you get into eastern Monroe and northern Cherokee counties in the elevations above 4,000 feet, you're going to have the potential for 2 to 5 inches plus. So again, a pretty decent snow for the highest elevations. And that's just something we're going to watch pretty closely as we go throughout the rest of your afternoon and evening. But again, limited impacts expected along I-40 in the northern plateau and into Sequatchie and Grundy counties. Higher impacts off to our east. So if you're traveling that way, just take it easy, and if you can, avoid that line of travel. But as we take a look at your temperatures, it is going to be quite cold into Saturday, but it warms up nicely as we head into next week. Again, that warm up may be relatively brief as well, as the overall outlook heading into February looks to be cooler than average for much of the Tennessee Valley. But again, today, 42, a few flurries around, snow showers this afternoon and evening, cold and breezy tonight, 20 degrees, north winds continuing. Wind chill advisories will go into effect at midnight and last until 1 p.m. on Saturday. And here's a look at your futurecast wind chills. Again, very, very cold air. We're going to have those wind chills dropping into the 20s this evening. And then by the time you wake up Saturday morning, potentially in the single digits, maybe close to 0 in some of our locations in the higher elevations. So very cold air on the way. And then as we go into your next 7 days, we start to warm up heading into next week.
Down a buffalo wing with Zaxby's new buffalo garlic glazed boneless wings meal. Fries and toast and an ice cold drink of your choice. Oh, it's a lot. Don't forget the ranch.
Did you know that you don't have to be 65 years old to qualify for Medicare? That's right. In fact, many people who are already on Medicaid also qualify for a Medicare Advantage plan. So if that applies to you, that means you don't have to wait to get access to WellCare's simplified plans, streamlined benefits, and savings. You can start taking advantage of it all right now. Better yet, you can do it for as low as $0. Because at WellCare, we offer our members $0 or low monthly premium plans, $0 copays for primary care visits and prescription drugs, dental, vision, and hearing coverage, free grocery and prescription delivery, and access to in-home visits and 24/7 virtual visits. So whether you know you're eligible or suspect you might be, call the number on your screen to request our free all-in-one guide to Medicare, or visit us online at enrollwellcare.com. WellCare, it's Medicare done well.
How do you know you're getting the most money for your gold, silver, and old jewelry at Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry?
Just come see for yourself.
How can Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry really offer so much beautiful new and pre-owned jewelry of unmatched quality at such incredible prices?
Stop by. We'll show you how.
When you visit Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry at 843 Keith Street Northwest, you always get a lot more for a lot less.
Come see how easy it is.
Cleveland's Coin and Jewelry.
Boneless wings gone wild. Zaxby's all-new Buffalo Garlic Blaze. Saucy, savory, spicy, spectacular. Try it on the new Buffalo Garlic Blaze Boneless Wings meal. Comes with fries, Texas toast, and a drink. Only at Zaxby's.
Go Red for women.
And we're red Friday, February the 4th.
Probably we all have that one friend, maybe you have two, who always just seems to have her act together, never seems to be frazzled, nothing seems to get in her way. She's calm everywhere she goes. Oh, if only I could be that person. I bet you're wishing the same thing. But Patricia Stark might be the very one to help you become that person. She is a woman of all trades. She is an anchor. She is an author. She's written a book called Confidence. Don't you love it? How to trust yourself, tame your inner circle, and shine in any spotlight. And she shares her insights and talents with us this morning. So nice to have you on the show.
Oh, Julie, it's so wonderful to be here with you this morning.
When I was reading a little bit about you, my first thought, I'll admit, Patricia, was going to the idea of public speaking. And I thought, okay, this is good, but not everyone has a need to have a public speaking part of their life. But quickly you dovetail into the fact that these tricks that you teach people are good even if you're just having a meltdown in your own kitchen.
Yes, when I first started thinking about the idea for this book, I thought that it was going to be a book to help people that were just in the spotlight, on stage or on camera. And then I quickly realized, isn't it what everyone wants? We want to feel confident, whatever the situation is, but we can be confident and still get anxiety and have stress. And most of my clients and students were also saying we want a sense of calm. So that's when the idea of blending the two together, calm and confidence, really took root because we have to find that calm and that internal place to trust ourselves inside first before we can be outside communicating with confidence or just being confident in whatever it is that we're doing.
So I think you are sharing with me that one of your key points to present is to realize that you can be in control of some things even when you might not be able to be in control of everything.
That's right. The world can be so chaotic around us, but I like to use the analogy of a boat. A boat will not sink if it closes itself off to all of the water that's surrounding it. So that's what we need to do. We need to be able to figure out how we can float when there are turbulent seas or water that wants to kind of infiltrate around us, which could be stress, anxiety, things that happen to us. So by finding that inner place, think about what is the one thing that we give when we want to remember someone in honor of them, a moment of silence. But how often do we give ourselves that moment of silence? We're all juggling so many things, and we don't take that time to just start even our day that way. We pick up our phone, we think about our to-do list, we kind of get out of bed with dread. What if we just took 5 minutes to go walk into a place that we know is a calm spot for us and do a couple of techniques that we can talk about to really gain that sense of control over our body, control over the thoughts that we're thinking, and all of those images that are spinning around in our mind. If we could take charge of what those thoughts and images are before we even start our day, that could make a tremendous difference.
Sure, and before you do talk about what you can do before your day starts, I had a question as you were talking. If you are in the midst of a meeting, or you're in the car with your children and there's a situation brewing or what have you, I know my tendency is to just get it all out there. And sometimes that can create worry not only for me but for those around me, whereas if I can just pause a minute and think, is that also taking one of those moments to give me some control?
It is, because we can get caught up in the momentum of the moment, and to be able to just pause and be really fully present, take that breath and release. And a lot of times people will say, take a deep breath when you're stressed out, but it's really, while that might be good advice, it's really in the release of that breath. So if you can just pause for a moment, take that deep breath, and then slowly exhale. And as you're exhaling, push out all of those images and thoughts that you're having. Literally physically feel yourself pushing them out through your breath and getting it out of your mind, out of your body, out of your system. What that will do, it'll feel like a cleanse. You'll feel that instant calm, and your blood pressure will get lower, your heart rate will lower. And in order to get control of your breath, that changes so many things, because sometimes when we can't breathe, when we're feeling so stressed out, we can't think straight, we can't even speak. There's so many things. But so by getting control of that exhale, it's such an important thing. And then it really puts you fully present in the moment. So we're not worrying about what's happened before, what's about to happen later. You know, no one can handle yesterday, today, and tomorrow simultaneously. Right. But we can each get through one moment at a time if we chunk it down that way and take control first of our physicality and then of the thoughts that we're thinking.
You also talk about listening to your inner coach. So as you go through this journey, is there a lot of self-discovery that happens too?
There really is. You know, one of the greatest gifts that I've been given coaching and training so many clients and students, you know, across the board, whether it is a CEO, a celebrity, just a person going for a job interview, you name it, is that everyone has doubts and fears. Everyone has this inner critic. It is not going to go away. It's a scared child in the back of our mind, and it's really trying to protect us because it is afraid, and it's like a primitive place that we go to for self-preservation. But we also have another voice. It's like those old angel devil commercials or movies where one's on one shoulder and one's on the other. You do have an inner coach, and that is your voice of how you choose to talk to yourself. And hopefully it's the voice that you would use helping a friend through something, consoling someone, making somebody, a child or someone that you have influence over, believe in themselves. So if you talk to yourself like an inner coach, the inner critic can't get a word in edgewise. And we all have that power to say, no, relax. You've got this. It isn't so bad. There's a lot of people that have something worse than me right now. You can talk yourself onto the roof, or you can talk yourself off to the roof. But really, the power is in your hands to be able to be your inner coach versus listening to that inner critic.
We have less than 2 minutes left. I know we can't possibly touch on everything in that short a period of time. An observation in talking to you is how calm your voice is. I'm sure some of this is a gift, but some of it I'm sure you've also cultivated and worked on. Is there power in just trying to speak slowly and deliberately? Does that calm us and others?
There absolutely is. And let me just say, for everyone listening to this, I'm still a work in progress. I'm not the poster girl of calm and confidence all the time either. And that's what makes us human and what we all have in common, for sure. But when you speak calmly inside, everything starts from within. So if you can get the chatter calmed down, if you can picture your mind as a shaken snow globe and watch it settle and have that clarity of mind, when you speak slower and you're more deliberate, people will feel that you're calm. It will actually calm you down. Kind of like when you smile, you physicality will show that you actually can feel better. It can improve your psychology. It's the same thing when you use your voice to be calm. You think straight, you make better decisions, and people will also feel that you're in charge because it sounds like you're trusting yourself. And when you trust yourself, others will trust you more. So even when you feel anxious, try to slow everything down. Derek Jeter, a famous baseball player, used to say that was what made him so amazing. He could slow the game down as it was happening. Just slow everything down as you're going and use your voice slower, and you'll see that you'll feel a little bit more in control, and you'll be perceived as such, especially if you're in a situation where someone needs to look at you either as a leader or a job prospect, or even a new college kid going out there looking for a job the first time. Right. Speak slow. Speed is an indicator of nerves. You'll feel better, and those around you will feel like they're in good hands.
Well, you certainly provided us a lot of insights this morning. I know we didn't have time to touch on everything, but you gave us the gist of it, and now here is where you can go to get the book and learn more about what she does, how perhaps she would be able to help you, perhaps even your company. PatriciaStark.com is her website, but the book is called Confidence: How to Trust Yourself, Tame Your Inner Circle, and Shine in Any Spotlight. You will not be disappointed. It is a fantastic read. Thank you again, Patricia.
Thank you. you so much. Have a great day.
Our homes are often our largest investment, and over the last 6 years, my team has helped over 3,000 families. So whether you're considering buying or selling, don't trust your largest investment to an inexperienced agent. Discover the Mark Hite team difference.
Do you have a loved one in need of compassionate care? Burke Supportive Living, serving East Tennessee, provides personal services for immediate assistance. Burke Supportive Living, at your service.
Join Planet Fitness today for zero enrollment. Zero, like a bagel. And it's only $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Bagels are awesome.
Enjoy tons of equipment for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone. But the part that'll really get you going is that post-workout high. Look at that glow.
Oh, it's all natural.
It's this place, I tell you.
Feel Fit-tacular in 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 2nd.
At Jack's, everything is made with a dedication to Southern flavor, starting with never frozen, always fresh chicken fingers with fries, and our new cherry fried pie. That's just more to love. Jack's, all about the South.
I got hurt in a car wreck. How much is it going to cost me to hire Jay and Brent?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
That's right. It costs you absolutely nothing up front to hire us.
We don't get paid until you get paid.
It didn't cost me anything up front, and Jay and Brent settled my case for $225,000.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Brent.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call us. We're on top of it.
Hurt in a car wreck? Call 265-1100. That's 265-1100.
Coverage you can count on. Local 3 News.
Hit that mouse and I'll buy your house. Yes, it's just that easy with my guaranteed offer, as I make an as-is cash offer and you get to skip the staging, the showing, and all those repairs. So go ahead, hit that mouse.
We love sharing information with you on 3+U that you can really use. And when it's information that you can use that will then save you money, that is a win-win. So enter C. Mark Warren, of course, with Warren and Griffin, attorney here in town. And this morning, he wants to put some cha-ching in your pocket. He's got some advice for you. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, Julie. Ain't it good to be alive and be in Tennessee?
Every day for you, my friend. So you've taught me something before we got on the air. You were sharing with me kind of these tips. I would have never known this before, but you say if you are in a car accident, or I guess any kind of accident, car, and you need to go to the hospital, they're going to ask you how you want to file your injury, right?
Right. They will ask you whether or not you want to, one of the first questions in billing will ask you whether or not you want to use your car insurance or your health insurance. Always, 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 a Tennessee car wreck, that's not your fault. Always use your health insurance. Always use your health insurance. If you use your health, that's why you have health insurance, to pay for your injuries. Your health insurance is going to be reimbursed by the negligent driver. So your health insurance is not going to be out any money. The negligent driver is going to reimburse your health insurance. That's called subrogation. Do not ever use your car insurance. Never use your car insurance. Tip: the hospital wants your car insurance because car insurance pays dollar for dollar, which means those are dollars coming out of your pocket because health insurance is going to put more money in your pocket when you use health insurance. So always, always, always use your health insurance. Never, ever use your car insurance. It will mean more money in your pocket after settlement or a jury trial.
I know that y'all have that Warren and Griffin app. A lot of our viewers have downloaded that over the years. Is this the kind of thing that people might find on it, advice to remember?
Absolutely, absolutely. Download our app, go to the Apple App Store, just type in Warren and Griffin, there's a free app right there.
Okay, there's something else that has you excited. It's called the What'd you say?
Yes, I'm very excited about this. I mean, this law came into effect January the 1st, and it's kind of under the radar, but it's a very significant consumer protection law. I mean, people are saying this is the most significant consumer protection law passed by Congress in the last decade or two, and it's called the No Surprises Act.
Okay, and what it does is we've all been in that situation where something happens and you're trying to find out if your insurance that you're going to be using, the physician or what have you, is going to be in network or out of network. You're trying to do your due diligence, but sometimes something slips through the crack. This is kind of intended to protect you in the event that it was a surprise you could not have known about.
Right, you're right. Now, let's just, walk it through, okay? I mean, if you're having surgery, you're going to get your health insurance plan out and make sure you go in-network. In-network means your health insurance has already negotiated with the hospital to get the best rate possible. And so you obviously you're going to go in-network at the hospital, in-network with the surgery, in-network with everything that you can. But what has happened in the past is that there might be an anesthesiologist group or an x-ray group that's out of network. Those are surprise bills. And so you get hit with a surprise bill of an out-of-network provider that you had no idea that they were out of network. There's no way really to determine whether or not a doctor inside the surgical suite is actually in your network. So what this bill that passed, the bill passed 2 years ago, it's just now coming into effect January 1st. Because all the rules that go along with it. But the in-network, this Surprise Act says that there's no more out-of-network billing. They have to bill the same amount of money that they would bill if the provider was in-network. Okay. This is especially true in a car accident case where you're in the back of an ambulance going to a hospital. There's no time to Google who you have in network. So if you go involved in a car accident or with a hospital and you're hit with an ER doctor group that is not part of your health insurance in network, this also protects you from a big bill. I mean, this will amount to several $1,000s per year that will go into the consumer's pockets instead of a doctor's group. And just to clarify, we have a couple of minutes left, not quite. This is not to say that it means you won't have a bill. It simply means that you won't have that excessive bill that you'd be paying as an out-of-network provider. Absolutely. Look at your health insurance plan. There's a copay that's going to be involved. There's a deductible that's going to be involved. There's co-insurance that's going to be involved. For example, co-insurance is like an 80-20 plan, which is what I have with Blue Cross Blue Shield. They pay 80%. The co-insurance is CMARC Warren 20%. So yeah, you're still going to have some charges, but at least the initial charge is not going to be jacked up because they're out of network. You said this went into effect January 1. If someone suspects a minute left that they've had an issue here, do they contact their insurance company directly, the medical office, or you? That's a great point. You get these EOBs, explanation of benefits in the mail after you've had a procedure at a hospital. Be sure and check the EOBs to make sure that you're not being charged out of network charges for something that should have been in network after January 1st. All right, Mark Warren, always great talking with you. Like your corduroy jacket this morning. Appreciate it. Go Vols. You can find him and his partner, John Mark Griffin. I always get tongue-tied there at the law firm of Warren and Griffin right there on Georgia Avenue, the beautiful Dome Building. 265-HURT is their phone number. If you are injured in a car accident or any other type of personal injury attorney, they would love to help you. We're back after this.
Telling your wife how to clean out the gutters instead of doing it yourself, well, that could be a bad idea. Eliminate that problem altogether. Give us a call about the leak-free system by Ultimate Gutter Guard. Now, this is a system. It's the only one that has a rear drainage channel, so water has 2 points of entry. In fact, it has a bigger hood and deeper trough. Let me keep your gutters clean forever. And remember, the leak-free system has a variety of colors to choose from, and now take advantage of the $79 install sale. Get the leak-free gutter system installed for only $79. Ask about interest-free financing, and if you call during this program, we're going to double your gift from a $25 to a $50 Walmart gift card with your in-home estimate and gutter inspection. Click on southernwindowandgutter.com for the $79 install sale or call 1-800-644-2168. Call now about our Do More discount on high-performance Energy Star approved windows to give your home an energy upgrade. Ask about special savings on Kohler Luckstone showers and walk-in baths.
So we added the gutters, and that's been a blessing for us too. It just makes life easier.
So I've got no problems with my Ultimate Gutter Guard.
Hey, remember, we can install the leak-free system on your home in most cases in less than a day. Take advantage of the $79 install sale. Get the leak-free gutter system installed for only $79. Ask about interest-free financing. Call during this program and we're going to double your gift from a $25 to a $50 Walmart gift card with your in-home estimate and free gutter inspection. Click on southernwindowandgutter.com for the $79 install sale or call 1-800-644-2168.
Thanks for watching. Hope you have fun plans ahead for the weekend. Lots of you going to be watching football this weekend. That's always an enjoyable thing. Coming up on Monday on the show, we're going to have some old guests. Brad and Lisa Wagner are going to join us. They have Cold Nose College training your dogs. Going to be talking, I think, about separation anxiety with your pets on Monday. Also, Covenant College gearing up to bring the Magic Flute our way the month of February. We'll check in with them as well. Enjoy your day. Local 3 News at noon is next.
At Local 3 News.
Chattanooga is one step closer to naming the next chief of police. A look at what's ahead. Plus, Local 3 sat down with mayoral candidate Sabrina Smedley yesterday. Hear what her top priorities are. And the price of heating your home is expected to rise this year. Chattanooga